know the situation. What we do here now, we do to survive. Eat.
I'm sorry. I can't.
Maybe I wasn't being clear. This isn't a choice.
For me, it is. One of the men in the arena yesterday was my brother.
People will say that life is a gift and nature is beautiful. I would say that there are certainly some enjoyable things to experience in life, and that there is some superficial beauty in nature, but consider the following thought experiment. What if we designed a prison based on the natural world or how nature functions? So if you commit a crime worthy of a prison sentence, you get sent to a prison complex. In this prison, there is an artificial river flowing through the complex, so you have some drinking water, but humans need more than just water to survive. They need food as well. What food is there in this place? Well, here's the catch. The other inmates are the main source of food, calories, and protein, and everyone is sent to the same prison, both men and women. Now, of course, any sensible person would say that this is a barbaric prison system and that it is cruel and unusual punishment, and I agree with that. But this is kind of how nature functions, especially if you view both other humans and non-human animals as fellow sufferers in this hell realm. I mean, we have good evidence that humans are conscious, but we also have evidence that many animals are conscious as well. Just like us humans, they can feel pain and pleasure, happiness and sorrow, although I will admit that their conscious experience is probably less complex and nuanced compared to humans. Yet people still bring new humans into this world in the current year, which is wild, but this is what reality essentially is if you look at it plainly. However, of course, we humans are currently on top of the food chain, and we have built a modern technological civilization, so some of us experience less suffering than others who are lower in the food chain or the human hierarchy. We do enslave animals into farms where we grow them to harvest calories and nutrients from their bodies, even in so-called civilized nations. We tend to not eat other humans, however, but we do exploit each other for labor and resources, whether that's through actual slavery or underpaid wage slavery. But in the prison analogy, there would probably also emerge a hierarchy. That's if the humans there actually wanted to live badly enough to participate in the prison system. Humans and even animals compartmentalize different beings into different categories. For example, a wolf might see members of its own pack as part of its team, but other wolves as potential competitors, and rabbits or deer as food to be hunted and eaten. Likewise, humans put different beings into different categories. People might feel more closely connected to their own family, ethnic group, or nationality, while others are viewed as threats or competitors, and some animals are food while others are pets. In the prison system, the strong and smart might be on the top, and they would exploit the weaker for labor and food. If we all saw each other as equals and treated everyone fairly and with respect, the world would be a better place. That said, bad actors could exploit this good nature, and then their group would gain an advantage in the so-called game of life. Also, when it comes to animals, if you see yourself in the chicken you're about to eat for dinner, you'd be less inclined to eat them and other animals. And that might be a disadvantage if there is, for example, a famine due to a crop failure, and animals are one of the few things left on the menu. Because of the way this universe is structured, it seems to incentivize less ideal forms of behavior that tend to increase suffering rather than behaviors that decrease it. The game seems to be rigged against those who would like to eliminate suffering altogether. I think being a vegan antinatalist is probably the most ethical position considering our predicament, but even vegans cause harm in the current year because of industrial agriculture and its effects on the environment and wildlife. You really cannot wash your hands entirely of the filth of this world. There is no perfect solution. This is all just quite messed up, and we can only really put band-aids on gushing wounds, which is better than nothing, I guess, but still not ideal. Remember to like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. See you again in the next video. Okay, thanks, bye.